Good afternoon, Niles. Welcome to another episode of Niles' Voice of Business. This live series features a variety of interviews with local business owners and professionals to provide resources and insights to the businesses of Niles. Today, we are talking with Hance creative owner, Corey Hance. Thanks for joining us today, Corey.
Thanks a lot for having me. It's good to see you again.
Of course. Well, me and Alicia at the Niles Chamber definitely know Corey. He comes to a good portion of our business after hours. But for someone that might not know you, tell us a little bit about yourself, Corey.
I've lived in Niles with my wife for 6 years. Before that, I lived in Chicago for a long time. I worked in ad agencies, large and small, in the Chicago area, promoting both consumer products like Miller Brewing and craft foods and things like that, and then also more industrial and technological products like software and heavy vehicles and construction equipment and things like that.
Cool. Yeah.
So I have a broad range of advertising experience.
All right. So that kind of leads us into the question of like how you got to where you are. But combining all of those industries and kind of shifting to open your own business, how was that experience?
It's been going all right. I started this in earnest about 1.5 years ago, simply because I don't like sitting in an office all day and doing the same thing all day. And I thought that opening my own business might give me a more broader range of experiences and get me, allow me to work with a different variety of people and clients, and that's been the case. So that's been great.
Awesome. And what's maybe a key tip you would offer to someone else starting their own business or thinking about starting their own business?
Just get ready to spend some money to get the thing going.
Takes money to make money.
It does. And either have it saved up or have a good lender. Mm-hmm. Because there's you're just gonna, things that you take for granted when you go into work, it's all on you. You're gonna have to build your own office. In my case, I had to build a pretty sophisticated audio recording studio, which you can see the door to the soundproof room here.
Yes.
So just the infrastructure is all kind of on you, and that includes your health
Mm-hmm.
benefits. I'm very fortunate. I've been able to mooch off of my wife's health benefits. But just all of those little details, all of those little details are your responsibility now. So just, get ready to plunk down some money and be prepared to, not only do what you love, but also do more of the sort of administrative, everyday, keeping things running.
Right.
Activity.
As you say that, I'm thinking about the amount of sticky notes I probably use that the chamber has definitely invested into.
Yep.
That is my main source of keeping track.
I got to buy my own sticky notes now.
There we go. Well, as we're talking about your business, I know that definitely operations have changed within these past couple of months due to COVID-19. How has business been for you in kind of creating new business and continuing operations that you had prior?
At the very start of the crisis in early March, things just went ground to a halt, complete standstill. And I think everybody was just, very reasonably in panic mode. Since then, things have picked up. I get a lot of my work through different online channels, and that allows me to get clients from all over the country and all over the world. After about 2 weeks or 3 weeks or so, people figured out that even though they're stuck in their homes, they still have work they need to do. And the inbox started to ping again, and the phone started to ring again. So, and, since I'm in the messaging and advertising and marketing business, so many new companies have new things they need to communicate about how, educating their clients and their employees about the virus, and, communicating their new policies and their new practices. So that's been a lot of my work lately.
Okay. Yeah, that's totally understand. I mean, a lot of companies have to shift their focus or even the way that they communicate to both their employees and their clients, which is super important. Mm-hmm. And I know you mentioned some online tools, but what are some tools that you would offer that you have found valuable in terms of creating new business for yourself? Is it marketing on Facebook and kind of creating that conversation on social, or is it posting to these boards that you're utilizing?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn a lot more often than I was, and chatting with people a lot more there than I used to. Because I'm a little one-man operation and I offer small specialized services like copywriting or video script writing or voiceover recording. Those are simple tasks that I can hire myself out to do on gig economy websites like Fiverr and Upwork and things like that. And surprisingly enough, charge decent professional rates to do that work and get, piece together a workload while I continue my, outreach more locally.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you said, doing a little bit of both, the sales and the acquisition, and then also the administrative fundamentals. So many people moving to digital. I'm sure that's a huge market to step into.
And you really just need to leave no stone unturned. I went on Fiverr as kind of a lark, and it turns out there's people all over the world who need writing, especially in other countries because they don't speak natural perfect English.
Right.
And, surprisingly enough, are willing to pay professional rates for it through those sites. So it's been kind of a lifesaver, especially during this period.
I'm sure I can imagine. That's always great to hear. I mean, as well as just hearing about new business, but the different ways that you can acquire those. I know that you talked about LinkedIn and kind of doing outreach that way, but how has the way that you meet and interact with your clients changed in these past couple of months? Are you doing a lot more Zoom meetings like we are?
It's all Zoom and it's all telephone. I have some friends in the chamber who, we don't even hire each other, but we just like to have coffee and meet, and we can't go to Starbucks and talk and compare notes anymore. So it's just, everything has gone virtual. And I think because I was working at home already, it wasn't as much of a disruption for me as maybe it has been for other people. But, I do miss that human contact. And, part of the reason that you see me at so many chamber events is because I do work at home most of the day, and it's my opportunity to go out and talk to people. So I miss that.
All right, I'll take that. I was kind of hoping that it was you just really like the Niles Chamber a lot. So,
well, I love you guys.
Music to our ears, Corey.
I love you guys.
Well, that's great. And what do you see continuing to change for 2020 or even 2021 in terms of, acquiring new business and then also interacting with clients? Do you see it staying the same for yourself, or do you see that changing?
My hope is that it continues to improve steadily. My hope is that everyone is responsible with how they roll out their businesses and how they go about their daily lives outside, and that we can continue to roll the economy out and get things moving again. I'm concerned about the possibility of a good amount of the public not being responsible enough, and there being another wave of illness that sort of puts the clamp back down on business. And I'm crossing my fingers that is not what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the best thing that we can do is, everyone practice safe best practices and, follow the guidelines that OSHA and IDPH have definitely put out.
Right.
Those are well researched, and we should be taking those into account.
I think as long as we're responsible, I think as long as everyone's responsible and measured in their activities, I think we can, if not get back to normal, get back to helping each other and earning an income.
Yeah. Collaboration is, in the way that we interact with everyone. It's not just the way we do business, but what are some resources or tricks that you'd suggest to clients in regards to their business communications during a sensitive and unprecedented time like now?
I don't really believe in tricks, and I never have. What I really believe in is honesty and sincerity and transparency. And I think in a time like this, it's more important than ever. We go into business to make a living, but what we really go into business for is because there's something that we know how to do, and we can help other people by doing it. And I think in this climate, we all need to remind each other that we're here for each other, to help each other, and wear that on your sleeve. Be transparent about what your business is doing to help customers and clients feel safe. Don't be afraid to over communicate through your social media, through your email list, picking up the phone and talking to other people. I think humanity and honesty and compassion are just really important, and everybody just needs to be real.
Definitely, yeah. And authenticity speaks more than anything else.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we like to keep at the chamber is, you do business with people you know,
Yeah.
like, and trust, and that goes just with the way that you create those relationships and develop them, which is being transparent. Definitely. Well, Corey, that kind of answered my next question is, what advice would you offer to a business? But, tell us a little bit about your services that you offer and kind of the ways that you could assist businesses during this time while creating those transparent communications.
My strong suit is writing and coming up with ideas for ads and ad campaigns, things like that. I can help businesses write new content for their websites, write new social media ads. I'm helping a lot of companies produce short videos, either to, promote themselves or their services, or to update their audiences about, what they're doing differently during this crisis. The way I typically operate is I write and I come up with the ideas, and then I either collaborate with or hire designers, animators, video directors, whoever I need to bring into the team to get the job done.
Great. Yeah, no, that's great. Well, if you're interested in reaching out to Corey and moving with the rest of the world and going digital and definitely updating those communications and working with an individual whom is great to work with, please reach out to Corey at hancecreative@gmail.com or give him a call at 312-714-8527. I'll keep that down there for a couple of seconds for you to write it down. But Corey, thank you so much for joining us today and giving us an update on yourself. It was always great to see your face, but also to hear about the insights that you can provide to our businesses. And we will see you next week, Niles.
Yeah, I miss you guys. Thank you for having me, and be safe and have a good weekend.
Great.